Hi there everyone and welcome along. Today we're looking at the Regal, Dereham Road in Norwich, a cinema built in 1938 that lasted only until roughly 1958. That's only 20 years. But this is a story that does have an unusual twist in the tale. The Regal cinema was built by Norwich builders Thomas Gill & Son and took 4.5 months to complete. Designed by Norwich architect J. Owen Bond, with the interior apparently being loosely based on the design of the original Odeon cinema in Norwich, but sadly no interior photographs could be found. The Regal though boasted 1,000 seats, 200 in the balcony and 800 in the stalls. This Regal also benefited from a cafe restaurant on the first floor over the foyer. Now the Regal was owned and operated by Norwich-based VEH Cinemas under Victor Edward Harrison, who also owned the Carlton and Capitol Cinemas in Norwich, as well as other Regals in Cromer, Stowmarket, Walton-on-the-Naze and North Walsham, among others. The projection equipment is not known for sure, but Victor Harrison always favoured BTH, so it's safe to assume that this Regal also employed them. VEH later had their offices further down Dereham Road at number 45. But the Regal opened on the 16th of April 1938 with Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald in Rosemarie. The Regal opened too at a time when projectionists in London were beginning to strike. In 1942, the Regal received bomb damage during an air raid on Norwich, but was not closed for too long as the damage was largely superficial and not in any way structural, or so I am assured. The cinema made the headline news again in 1957 when it screened Rock Around the Clock, starring Bill Haley and the Comets. Fans rioted and danced in the aisles, but were chased out into the streets by staff. The Regal Cinema was closed a short time after this and was later converted into the Mayfair Bingo Club. This closed in 1990 and the building was boarded up. Then it was purchased by the J.D. Wetherspoon chain of pubs and refurbished, retaining some of its original features, but hiding from view the circle seating area and ceiling behind another false ceiling. It reopened on the 1st of September 1999 as the City Gate pub. That closed in 2008 and then it became the Regal pub for a while, but was closed and for sale again by 2011. In January 2012 it became Merged Chinese Restaurant and that closed a few years later. And when businessman and former manager of Cinema City, Jack Thompson, took over the 1930s Art Deco building to open the bowling house, he had no idea what he would find. He says, after we took over the building, we discovered upstairs, all boarded up, there was a near-complete balcony of the former Regal Cinema, complete with 200 stunning original Art Deco cast-iron cinema seats, said Mr. Thompson. He went on, there's no lighting up there and the dust across the seats is thick with years past. It's quite ghostly and really makes you think of all the city people who would have sat in those seats to watch classic films back in the 40s and 50s. I imagine the back row might have started a few Norwich marriages too, he said. So while the old cinema is not accessible to the public due to health and safety concerns, Mr. Thompson decided to bring a slice of the past into the present, and now several of the original faded green velvet upholstered seats provide comfortable respite from bowling at the end of the lanes. The touch of the original fabric and the small kidney-shaped ashtrays, now slightly rusted with age, transport people straight back to times when going to the cinema would have been quite a different experience to the multiplexes of today. What a great ending to this story. Well, there you go, that's it for now. See you next time when we look at another cinema lost forever. Till then, be good to each other and see you soon. Ta-da.